Hey, it's Lauren with Bead Box Bargains, and today we're going to take a look at the new items we're going to start listing today, Monday, August 4th, and they should all be up on the website by Friday, August 8th. So if you don't see something yet, it's coming soon. To start off with, we've got some of these great gemstone pendants in this nice loopy flowery setting. Now you can use this as a chandelier too if you want. You could attach dangles to the base, or you can just have a nice filigree style sort of flowery scalloped edged gemstone pendant. They do come with an attached bale, which I like too. It makes stringing nice and easy. So we've got amethyst, we've got some, it looks like blue spot jasper, we've got some obsidian. Yeah, that feels like obsidian. And we've got green aventurine, rose quartz, red jasper, tiger eye, and quartz crystal. Obsidian and black onyx look basically identical, but obsidian tends to be a little bit lighter because it's a volcanic glass naturally occurring. And I'll take a look at this one closer. It's harder to tell when it's in the metal setting, but I really like these pendants. I think they just work super well for very casual to dressy designs. I like to stick them with like some 8mm gemstone beads and some silver spacers, and you have a piece you can wear in the office, or you can dress it up and make it fancy too. Throw in some sparkly crystals, etc. All right, so we'll have those up for you today probably. Next up, we have some gold-plated, I believe these are stainless steel. They look like stainless steel to me. These little pendants are so cute. They have shell in them also. So you've got some shell shapes with the white mother-of-pearl shell, and these are assembled. You have like little mosaic pieces with resin to keep them together. It's a really cool mosaic look. And then it looks like, yeah, these I'm going to say have a nice resin coat on top as well. And it just helps the shell last. It protects it. Shell is a relatively soft natural material. So that coating just protects it really nicely. Ooh, I love those turtles. Again, the mosaic is done really nicely. I don't know if you can see that. I hope it comes through the video. You've got all these tiny little inlaid squares. It's done so well. And here you can see the same with this little turtle too. You've got some beautiful shell accents. You've got the nice quality pendant. Those are super nice. Then we've got this little dragonfly back. I love this one with the inverted marquee at the center. Lots of cubic zirconia sparklies. Let's see. Oh, and some more shell pendants. Here's a little starfish. Here's another starfish. Again, with that natural shell. And this one is so cute. This is a little manta ray. Look at that. I just think that's adorable. So lots of ocean themes, and we do have some more dragonflies as well. Here you go. And yeah, more cubic zirconia. Cubic zirconia is my favorite kind of rhinestone. It is a man-made material. It's lab created, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Super duper sparkly. Just a really, really wonderful, long-lasting crystal. That's why I like it so much. We've got a little rose quartz trapezoid pendant. We just missed this guy when we were putting its friends up the other day, so we'll have that up for you this week too. And then this pendant I love because I'm a nerd. This is, of course, the designed after the Even Star in Lord of the Rings. Arwen's pendant here, and it can be a brooch, or you can use the top loop to make a necklace. So it's got a little pin on the back, and you can choose how you want to use it. That's one of those things I was just like, I'm getting this for me, and because there's a minimum order quantity, you guys can have it too if you want, but yeah, I think it's so cute. All right. We also have, and there's a lot of variation here, so I want to show you several. We have these Labradorite pendants. You can see there's some multicolor shine there, and they're kind of this curved leaf shape. but the size varies a lot. Oh, and the shape varies a little bit. This one's almost a marquee. So yeah, different sizes and shapes. You've got some colorful flash on these. And each one will be unique. This one's got almost like a bluish flash to it. You can see that there. Each one is different. They tend to be on the darker gray side. And you've got these silver finish, I believe it's brass settings. I'll double check that. With an attached bale. And they will be sold individually. Again, I just wanted to show you several because they vary so much. I'll put one of them back over here so I keep track of what I'm doing. All right, now we have some more little apples. This one is cat's eye fiber optic glass, which is just so fun. You've got a little metal leaf and stem bale there with the attached loop for stringing. And we also have them in a red-orange fiber optic glass as well, this cat's eye glass. So cute. Here's another one just to kind of show you the little shiny waves. Just thought those were fun. Real quick, before I pick these up, I did notice these are actually 2 pieces per bag, not just one. So you can make a cute little pair of earrings or something with them. Okay, this week, back by popular demand, we finally got a restock of our Super Hold magnetic clasps. And they have a nice notched design. You can see they've got this little notch here to pop them open. And then when you open it, you've got this little notched end on both pieces that sits in this groove here. And you've got a notch and a groove, or you've got groove sides there so you can open it more easily. But once it snaps together, it holds really well. It doesn't wiggle or come apart with a horizontal tug. You really have to pop it open like that. So they're a little more secure than a traditional round magnetic clasp, and we do have them in several finishes. This is your traditional antique silver. This is the matte silver. It's kind of fun. And we have them in a couple different sizes too. So we have that's our smallest, the medium, and then this is going to be the largest. And the magnet inside is about the same size either way. I guess a little bigger on the large ones. But some people find the larger ones easier to work. Some people like the smaller ones for small designs. It's totally up to you. We have them in brass as well, or antique bronze rather. And then we also have this matte light gold. So it's a very pale gold. They do like to grab on to each other. We have this matte light gold. It's hard to lay them out. And then here's the antique silver. That's the small one there. Yeah, so we have small, medium, and large in all 4 finishes. The matte silver, antique bronze, and matte gold. So those are all back in stock finally. I know some of you have been waiting on them. Thanks so much for your patience. We finally got a restock in. Also, I'm excited. We have these oval clasps back in stock as well. These are also nicely notched. You see you've got 2 a little notch and groove on each side, which just gives them that extra bit of hold. I really like those. All right. Magnetic clasps are absolutely fantastic. They make necklaces and bracelets really easy to put on. I like them. I always, as a disclaimer, I would say don't put them in designs for young kids just because, magnets, choking hazards, you always want to keep those away from small children. But they're my favorite to use for my jewelry. Okay, next up we have some gorgeous gold-plated brass toggles. These are a restock. We've had them in before, and I'm excited to see them back. We have this gorgeous butterfly toggle. You've got this beautiful design on both sides, and just a nice swirly bar there. And then we've got this feathery toggle. I love this one for fall designs. It's so cute. And then finally, we have a really fun ornate oval just got a lot of fun texture there. It's almost like little glimmery circles. And it does have that design on both sides. All right. We also have some bamboo coral. Again, when I can find coral as a closeout item, I like that. So these are pink, dyed pink, little bamboo coral, and you can see you have occasional like surface imperfections that are just texture from the natural coral, and that's the kind of thing I always look for to verify that this coral is genuine, as well as just the overall feel of it. So it's nice dyed bamboo coral, and this is about a 4mm pink. And then we've got this like itty bitty little, looks like about 2.5mm red strand. Super cute. Again, dyed bamboo coral. We have a larger strand. This is about a 6mm, and these are faceted, which I love. And again, you can see a lot of the texture of the coral coming through these larger beads, which I really like. Super fun. Then we have some teeny tiny little pink rounds. Again, it looks like about 2.5mm, maybe 3. I will, of course, measure them. These look like about 3. It's a 3.5 in red. And then we have one more slightly smaller strand of faceted rounds. So these are more like a 5 to 6, and these are more like a 6 to 7 probably. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. I will, of course, measure it with my nice little calipers before we put them on the website. They're really pretty, nice, genuine bamboo coral that has been dyed red and pink. All right. We also have some metal beads coming up and some ear wires. Here are these cute little spacer beads. So these are, I think, an antique copper, but they're a lighter color than some of the others we've gotten in. So this is going to be a slight color variation, but I love this shape and size. It's just super pretty, adds a lot of detail. It would be gorgeous with that coral too. I love red and copper together. All right. And we'll have some more metal beads in a second. First, we've also got some really fun leafy ear wires back in stock. So these have a gorgeous leaf pattern on them, and then they've got a loop that just knocked some Czech glass on the floor. I'll pick that up in a second. They've got on the loop, an open loop underneath there that you can swing open and add your dangle. And we'll have those in rose gold, in dark silver or antique silver, in the bright silver, and in gold finish. So excited to have those back in stock for the fall. We've got some gorgeous fall stuff coming up today. I'm very excited. It's really pretty Czech glass, like the stuff I just threw on the floor, but you know. Oh, okay. We also have these cute little butterfly coins. These are really sweet. You get 10 pieces per bag. They're about a 10mm size, it looks like. And we have them in antique silver and antique copper. We also have these gorgeous, super fancy, really like ornate, like puffed rectangle beads. They have this beautiful floral design in the center. They have a nice hole size. They have a really good heft to them. Like, these are solid beads. And we'll have them in antique silver, antique gold, antique bronze, and antique copper. So lots of nice metal beads coming up. All right, I'm going to put this stuff away, and we will take a look at some more charms, and then we'll start on Czech glass. Okay, back in stock, we have these adorable pine cones. These are so nicely made. They have a silver or gold finish, and they are completely 3D. Just really sweet little pine cone charms. I love them for fall designs. So we've got those. They're sold individually. It's very cute. We have this stainless steel star link, which is a lot of fun. It is a laser cut stainless steel. A little series of 7 stars there. And we have these cute little chandeliers. They're like kind of leaf shaped. And you get a bunch. There's 8 in here. They're pretty large too. You can make really dramatic earrings or a pendant or both. There's lots of pieces. And I like that they have a loop in the center so you can dangle something in the middle of these leaves as well. Like a little pine cone, for example. Anyway, those are fun. I always like when you get enough to make a bunch of pieces in one pack. All right, up next we have these flower charms. So these have a loop on the back for stringing there. See that there? And you get 4 of them. They're very cute. I'm going to leave one in the bag just to make it easier to put away. I adore these little enameled mushrooms. Are they not the cutest? Look at those. Little red enamel. They've got some little gold dots on the top. Just really sweet little 3D mushroom charms. I love them very much. Next we have some super cute bees. I love these little enameled bees. My mom actually keeps bees, so these make me think of her. You've got enamel on the wings and on the body. Just super, super cute. You'll get 6 pieces per bag. And to go with them, we have some honeycomb. So we've got some resin-filled metal honeycomb here. Super pretty. It's transparent and golden. Very nice and shiny. You'll get 4 of those per bag. And then we have these little elephants. And they just make me happy. They're so cute. You've got a little rhinestone, a little crystal AB rhinestone there. You've got some white enamel there one-sided. That's what the back looks like. And you'll get 2 per bag. Just really sweet. We've got some little teapots back in stock. I'm not sure if we've had this exact color before, but they say tea time on one side. They've got a flower on the other, and they are hollow at the base just so they aren't too heavy because they're already pretty weighty, even so. You will get 4 pieces of those per bag. And then we also have these cute little teacups, also in the antique copper. Just got a little fancy finish around them, little teacup and saucer. And then the handle of the cup will act as the loop to hang the charm. Just super cute little 3D cup and saucer charms. Next, we have some more shell charms. Again, these are assembled, meaning they're coated with resin, and some of them are made from multiple pieces of shell. And the resin coating just really helps them last and be much more durable. You will get 4 pieces per bag. There's the 4th one there. Next, we have some fun swirly shapes in 2 sizes. So you get 10 per bag. These are pretty sizable too. Super cute. Just little swirls, and they are double-sided, so you could make like a cute little earring pair with them. Yeah, 10 pieces of those. I'm just leaving some in the bag. And then we have some itty-bitty ones that would make super cute like earrings to go with that. You get a bunch in this bag. It looks like around 20. I will count that and verify it on my own time later, but I'm going to estimate around 20. These are just a smaller swirl. Again, they'd be super cute for little earrings. So fun. All right. Up next, we have some tube bales. So these are a great way to attach a charm to your strong design. So you just string through it like a regular bead, and it's got a little loop so you can use a jump ring and attach whatever charm you would like. So these are, they have a fun little like filigree sort of pattern there with some cutouts. You get, again, it looks like around 20 a bag. So quite a few. And then we also have some fancy bales. Again, you get, looks like about 20 pieces in there. Quite a lot. These are a fancy like filigree flower design with a triple strand or like 3 loops there at the bottom. So you could attach multiple dangles, make a little chandelier, mini pendant. Lots of fun things you can do with these cute little bales. All right, I'm going to pick all this up, and then we've got some beautiful Czech glass to look at. All right, we have some gorgeous Czech glass in this week. I am so excited. Some beautiful pressed and fire polished pieces from our friends in the Czech Republic. So first of all, one of my favorite fall shapes is back, the maple leaf. I love these. They're beautiful. They have lots of different colors and finishes. This is a purple iris here, possibly a Lila Vega. Just really pretty. So we've got those. Ooh, this is the like topaz gold luster, like a pink topaz gold. It's not pretty. You've got like pink undertones and then like a golden luster on the top. Love those. These are all sold by the dozen. We just have some really pretty different colors and shapes. So these are an olivine base, like I'm trying to tell if that's a gold or a copper. I think it's a bit of a coppery splatter there. Yeah, the gold splash, I think I can see it. So this is the copper splash. Really lovely. All the different finishes are just what sends Czech glass over the top and makes them the best. They're so beautiful. Ooh, these have like a light Picasso finish. Look at those. Super duper pretty. Love, love, love all the subtle variation in that green with like brownish accents. Just gorgeous. Okay, and here is a like champagne splash. Here's the gold splash. So these are just a little bit lighter. You can see a little less yellow. And then, yeah, next to that, that's clearly the copper in this first bag. Sometimes the metallics under the bright studio lights are hard to tell apart until you've got them all together. So really, really beautiful maple leaves back in stock for the fall. They do tend to go pretty quickly. So I'm always glad when we have them here. These are a classic light olivine with a gold wash there. That might actually be a peridot, not an olivine. It's harder to tell the difference with the yellow gold on top. They're very lovely. Oh, and here's our sage green luster over a crystal base. One of my favorites. I just love that green. So pretty. It's a bit paler green than some of our others, more on the peridot side of things. And really shiny with that luster. And then here is the silver splash there. Just really, really pretty. All right, and that's it for our maple leaves. Next up, we have some other leaf shapes, or at least one more leaf shape. Here we have a classic 10 by 8 millimeter leaf. So this is, again, that sage green luster over crystal. And I think that we may have split this batch because I think we had two, here we are, yeah, two similar but not identical luster finishes. Basically, the batch came through and one was just a little bit different color than the other. And it's subtle, but these are a little bit darker. So we separated the batch so you can pick whether you want the lighter ones or the slightly darker ones. So the darker ones are the 6589 and the lighter ones are the 6590. We just even if though they're technically the same product, we don't want you to order 2 packs and get, colors you can't use together. So when we see variations like that, we will sort them and separate them and list them separately for you. So you can decide which will work better for your project. All right, next up we have some of these amazing spice finishes over alabaster. So this is the curry gold spice. I love that finish. Super shiny. Ooh, and then this is I think the cinnamon spice. It's really lovely. I like the yellow and the red to get some fall colors. I don't know about y'all, but I am super ready for fall. I'm always ready for fall, though. It's my favorite season of the year. Our leaves are starting to turn a little bit yellow on our tulip poplars, and I'm not going to lie, I definitely already put my fall wreath on the door. I'm ready for it. All right, so here we have that peach opal coat with a nice brown wash, like an antique brown. Really like that with this leaf design because it brings out the veining and those little dots. Just look really, really cute. All right, what else have we got here? Ooh, these oval barrels in a crystal with that coppery rose gold wash. It's so sparkly. So these are actually etched crystal with that metallic wash, and I love that because the wash just really sits in all the little etched texture and brings out that texture so beautifully. So etched Czech glass has been actually dipped in an acid bath briefly, which creates all these interesting pock marks and shapes on the surface. It's then washed, and and then these are given that rose gold wash, which sits in all those fun patterns that the acid just made. Love it. It's a little more expensive to get etched beads just because that process does take time and effort, but I think they're well worth it. These are lovely. So these are a matte coin, matte crystal AB, and it is the AB with the AB2X. It means it's got that Aurora Borealis finish on both sides. So that's what these are here. If you see just AB, typically the finish is only on one side. That 2X means they put it on the top and the bottom. Ooh, the same for these. These jet with, I think that's the vitrolite finish, that very purple blue. Isn't that beautiful? I love those. They're just kind of magical. Super pretty. Okay, well, I've got my mat filled up here. I'm just going to put these away, and we'll look at some more glass. Okay, next up we have some table cut pieces. So this is pressed Czech glass that has been ground so that you have like this flat window surface. These are, of course, dragonfly coins. I love them. You've got this striated pink and white base with that Lila Vega luster. Now, something you do see a lot with table cut coins, you'll typically have one side of the pattern that has a bit more finish than the other. It's just the way that they work. You get some white separator powder that more on one side than the other. So typically you'll have one darker side and one lighter side on each coin, which is just the way that they're made. And of course you've got the finish around the edge as well. So these are sold 2 pieces per bag. I love that pink. Pink is one of the most expensive colors of glass to produce, so it does tend to be a little pricier, but it is so gorgeous. All right, we have some more table cut beads. These are the little marquee shapes. Here you've got a beautifully striated dark blue with a Picasso, and it looks like a blue wash over top of the Picasso, because that is very blue on the sides. I really like those. That's cool. They have some interesting washes that they've been playing around with some new finishes, and I really like them. Like these. These are super cool. So you've got this pale, like smoky topaz. It looks like really pale. And then you have a bright teal wash on the outside. So that contrast is just a lot of fun. So again, these are 4 per bag. And then, of course, we have the classic turquoise blue. These are striated. You can see those little lines. They're striations. And then you've got the Picasso. Oh, this does have a green over top as well. Those are really cool. I like that a lot. All right, and then next we just have crystal with that teal. So it's the same finish that we see on these beads, but it's just over a crystal clear glass. Ooh, these next ones are really interesting. I do like those. So these are pink opal with, oh, it's like a pink opal and white swirl. Look at that, because you've got some, it's more just the opal, and you have some that's got more of that white swirl mixed in. That's really cool. Anyway, they've got a purple finish on the sides. Those are a lot of fun. Just something a little bit different, and I love it. All right, we've got Halloween coming up, which means it is time for some black cats. I love these Czech glass cat beads. Super cute. These are kind of, they're like a brown and gray sort of striated mix with a black wash. Super nice. I like how the wash brings out the pattern there. That's the back, that's the front. Sitting with their little tails curled. They are center drilled top to bottom here. We have some black cats with gold wash. Again, that just really brings out their little faces. They're so cute. 4 pieces per bag. And we have some pressed glass heart beads. Also 4 pieces per bag. So these are an alabaster white. This one has a blue swirl finish. Very fun and swirly. And then these are the same, but with a pink swirled finish. Oh, these are actually top drilled side to side. That's really interesting. The last ones we got were center drilled top to bottom, and I'll bet those blue are the same. I just didn't notice it. Yep. So they're top drilled side to side for easy stringing, and I like that. They'll kind of hang down a little bit. That's actually really cute. So that's new. I haven't had that shape before in the top drill. It's very fun. I like that a lot. It's always fun just to mix things up and, you know, have a different stringing orientation there. The Czech Republic always does such a good job of innovating. And again, here we have a heart shape. This is table cut. You've got that big flat heart cut out in the middle. And then a scalloped edge with, it looks like a La Vega finish. And the striations will vary. You've got pink and white kind of stripes here. Very pretty. There's a fancy bead. Okay, some more leaves. These are center drilled top to bottom, little heart-shaped leaves. These come 6 to a pack. So this is like a vintage rose sort of color with a silver white sort of wash there, which brings out the veining nicely. These are really cute. And then we've got these super bright, like yellow-orange. Love that. Very fall. And that hot pink wash is really fun and brings out that veining very nicely. Those are really cool. I love that color, actually. It's so bright and vivid. It'd be a nice, like, Halloween orange also. Ooh, and then we have these hearts. I really like these elongated hearts with the ivory and crystal swirl. You've got just a little bit of ivory at the top there. And this wonderful, like, champagne travertine sort of finish all over it. They're just so cool. They look very vintage to me. Very earthy and neutral colored hearts, but have a lot of fun patterning to them. I really love those. I need to make some earrings with those. They're so cute. Okay, we have some table cut, like notched ovals here, or rounded rectangles really. These are great. They're that beautiful pink opal underneath, and they've got a brown Picasso finish on top. They are table cut. You've got that fun pattern, and you can see the cutting will vary. You've got a more shallow cut on this side of the bead, and some have, and then that side's a little bit deeper. Just, again, the variations that you see that make the traditional manufacturing methods really stand out. These little stars are so fun. Look at these. So you get 8 pieces per bag, and they are also top and bottom drilled. So these are 2-hole, like little spacer bars, drilled through the top and the bottom. You could add some seed beads and make some really cute pieces with these. I love that. Those are adorable. I like the yellow color with the shimmer on top. It's very cute. We also have some top drilled matte dagger beads here. These are really nice, just a jet black, like a matte black. Again, top drilled side to side. You can make a really cool like Halloween choker with those. Love those. You get 8 pieces per bag there. Ooh, this is that blue tortoiseshell color. I love it. It's like a light sapphire with dark like black striations. These are little table cut ovals. You get 6 pieces per bag. Ooh, next we have some fun vintage glass. So I think these are vintage. They look it. These little twisty shapes. I will, of course, verify that. But it's a blue silk mixed with crystal. So you've got some parts of the bead that are kind of see-through and some parts that are pretty opaque. Just a lot of fun. I love that twisty shape. It adds so much texture to a design. Speaking of texture, I also love these little cornflower silk ovals. Look at that. You've got almost a cat's eye glow on these. Not quite, but that silk just has a little bit of play of light. And the cornflower blue color. And this great texture on each bead. Love those. Alright, next we have some rectangles. I really should clear my mat. I'm just going to do that real fast. There we go. And, let's see. Ooh, these are pretty. So these are an amethyst with a like Picasso or travertine edging. It's hard to tell which because it's on top of the amethyst, but I will look at the manufacturing notes and get it correct on the website. Super pretty. You can see you've got a fairly purple middle with those brown edges with that beautiful wash. And then we've got the opaque purple with a similar edge here. This looks like a Picasso. It's like a lighter Picasso, which I like against that purple. It's like a lavender gray purple, which I love. So these are table cut. And then we've got some, looks like pressed squares. It's beautiful, striated, like raspberry, pink, and white. Those are lovely. Super pretty. All right, next we've got, these are so fun. They're pretty big. So there's only 6 per bag, but they have so much color. I love those. It's this blue-green, super vivid coat over these disc beads. Those are really fun, and they're a good size, too. Those, I think they're 12 millimeter. We'll, of course, measure them. Those are really pretty. Oh, and then we've got some little cubes. Look at these. Little striated pink cubes. I love these. These, I think, are more of that vintage glass lot. Super pretty, kind of almost like a purple. Purpley pink, like rosy color with crystal. Very pretty. Oh, these are fun. So these are like a swirled square chip, like a bent square chip, and they look really cool if you stack a couple of them up together. Almost like little chevrons. Just something a little bit different and fun. And you get a dozen per bag in that matte turquoise color. Super fun. All right. Czech glass is getting more expensive with extra import fees now, the 15% tariffs that we're seeing. However, a lot of this inventory is still our pre-tariff inventory, and we are always going to keep our prices as low as possible. So another advantage is as we're sourcing largely closeout items, you're still going to see a lot of deep savings. So I love these pumpkin beads. They are, I think, also from that vintage lot, because this is not a color that I see much anymore, the striated green and blue and white blend. Super cute. And ooh, here's the red version, like a hot pink red sort of look with those white striations in that fun fluted pumpkin rondelle shape. All right, next up, we've got some vintage frogs. Look at these guys. Are those not super cute? A little striated blue with a silver wash. Little frogs. You get 2 per bag. They're pretty flat on the bottom, but they've got their little web feet. And we have them in, I think, 3 other colors, too. So we've got the blue, here green, and gold little frogs. Again, that's what the bottom looks like. And then we have, these might be my favorite, the brown ones. It's like a brown and crystal mix with a gold wash. Just really cute little froggies. And then here are the red ones with the gold wash too. Super cute little frogs. And then with Halloween coming up, we've also got these little skulls, little Czech glass. And they're almost kind of cute. Like, they're not super scary, creepy skulls. I like that. They're jet black with Picasso and then a silver wash for the little face. So you get 4 pieces per bag on those. And then speaking of faces, we also have back in stock these little crystal AB moon face beads. Now again, these are the AB with on one side and crystal on the other. Very cute little man in the moon face there. You get 4 of those per bag. All right, I'm going to pick these up, and we've got some fire polish beads to look at next. Okay, so these are more of our vintage, old, new stock finds. So like they've never been used, but they have been in storage for a little while. And this is a fun coat. You can tell that these are dip coated because they, so they're all strung and then they're dipped in the coating, which is really common with some of these vintage finishes, especially the pearl ones, just because you can see the way that the drill hole kind of shoots out here. You've got a little bit of finish on the drill hole, so you can like cut that off with scissors or just pull it off, but if you want to, or if you're just stringing it, it's going to sit inside the next hole and you're not going to see it anyway. But I did want to point that out. On these 6mm fire polished rounds, so these are a fun like purpley pearl color, and then we also have a dark blue metallic pearl. Look at that, really pretty. Okay, these are a striated crystal and blue. Really fun. And then we have up next a yellow with this AB coat on it. And this is such a great color. It's one of those vintage colors that you just don't see a whole ton anymore. That like transparent, really, really golden yellow. I love that. Those are super pretty and just sort of unusual. That makes me happy. I like this mixed color too. So you've got like red and kind of like a topaz and clear. You get kind of this peachy brown sort of look overall. Very fall. Makes me happy. Those are really nice. And then we have, these are a crystal with a heavy Picasso. So you've got some places where it looks almost blue. You've got like the brown undercoat. Super, super pretty. And then these are, that might actually be travertine, the lighter one, because looking at these, I think these are the Picasso. They're a little bit darker brown. So very similar again, and you get some that have almost blue spots. The rest is very brown. And you just have like a lighter and a darker brown option, which would look really pretty together too, for a little bit of variation. And then we also have these striated peach and red beads. I really love those. I am so ready for fall. And this week's beads are making me feel even more ready. And then these are fun. These are like a coral, like a bright coral with white. So striated again, you get those lined patterns, stripy patterns, coral and white. Another unusual color. I really like it. And then finally, we have, looks like a light rose. Oh, these are striated too. They have little white stripes. That's fun. It's subtle, but it does create some variation in the beads, which I really like. It's very gentle pink with the white in there too. Super pretty. All right, we've got a few more pendants and then we are done. All right, so we actually do have one more pack of Czech glass, and these are these little center drilled flower blossoms. You've got a like a capri blue underneath, I think, possibly aqua. A little tricky to tell with all the finish, but I'll make sure it's right on the listing. And we have some really pretty travertine and silver wash on top of that, like a Picasso travertine. Super pretty brown and silver and blue. That's what the backs look like too. Love those. You will get 6 pieces of those per bag. Okay, and back in stock we have this adorable little box with cubic zirconia, beautiful enamel work. It is hollow. There, that's what the back looks like. But it is so stinking cute. I love it. Makes me very happy. You know, me and the adorable animals, I just can't say no. We also have these really fun, like cherry blossom. You've got these resin cabs in these metal pendants with this beautiful like birds and branches and blossoms. Super fun. And then back by popular demand, we were able to get another run produced of our Van Gogh cat portrait pendant. This is just such a fun, beautifully enameled piece. He looks so dapper in his little suit with buttons. It's Van Gogh's self-portrait, but he's a cat. Why? I don't know, but I love it. It's just fun. Okay, we've got some shell pieces next. Again, these are going to be assembled with that resin coat to protect the shell. So these are an abalone shell here. Beautiful, beautiful natural shell colors. They will vary. Here's 3 just to show you some variation in the color and patterns. Just a really brightly colored shell. I love it. Also fairly lightweight, just with the natural shell, and then the resin to protect it. Those are very cute. We also have more abalone pendants with this oval and inverted teardrop. The colors do vary a lot on these. You get that beautiful multicolor shine. These are kind of on the lighter end of things, and then some are going to be on the darker green side of things. Here's one kind of in like the purple green color family. I just thought those are really pretty. Okay. Back by popular demand of our warehouse team. We are all a bunch of nerds, it turns out. We have these fun D20 earring or keychain charms. We love to make all kinds of different stuff with these. So it's just your standard D20 die drilled with a loop on the top. So we have them in black with the red numbers, or blue with white numbers. Very cute, fairly inexpensive, a lot of fun. I'm just going to put one back so I know which bag is which, and I should have left the blue one out, but I did not, so I'm going to keep going. Here is a little, I think that's black onyx or obsidian teardrop, I will check, with glass rhinestones around it, and this really pretty little like peace lily shape. I love that. Those, if you got two of those, they'd make adorable earrings. Just a beautiful little pendant. Okay, time for some gemstone pendants here. We have these super pretty faceted ovals. These are amethyst, and then you've got some rhinestone accents there. It's really lovely. You've got a sizable slide bale there. Like, it's a really big hole. You can fit thick quarter chain through these. As you can see, there will be a lot of variation in the natural stone. Beautifully faceted. This is natural amethyst, so the exact color and pattern will vary. They are sold individually, but I want to show you several so you can kind of get an idea of what it might look like. Next, we have this beautiful obsidian pendant in that same shape. Beautiful faceted obsidian oval. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Again, black onyx and obsidian look almost identical. The difference is the weight. Since obsidian is a natural volcanic glass and black onyx is a chalcedony. Alright, so this is natural lapis, and you can tell this isn't dyed both from the variations of the colors, and you can see a lot of that white gray marbling. So, really beautiful. This one has a lot of pyrite in it. Look at that. That's fun. I wanted to show you a bunch again because they are natural, so they vary quite a bit. Really, really lovely, though. Love those. Okay, so next up we have these really chunky pendants. These come with a waxed cord, so you can wear them as they are or use them for separate projects. Just pull that cord right out. So this is, I believe this is lemon quartz, and looks like it's got a turquoise-dyed magnesite accent there in the center of this really fun sun design. These will vary a lot. It's a natural, like a rough cut nugget. So I love that. You get a lot of variation in shape and size. I mean, the average, this is pretty average size-wise, but as you can tell, exact shape and pattern will vary. Ooh, that one's got some fun crystal on the back there. We also have this in amethyst. It's again just a big old amethyst chunk there with the copper finished metal edging. You got two jump rings at the top. And here's another one just to show you kind of the variation there again with that turquoise dyed magnesite at the top. It's very pretty. Let's stick that back in the bag. All right. Next, I want to show you these beautiful gemstone oval pendants that we have. And again, you'll see some variation because of the natural stones. Here is Tiger Eye. I love that. You've got that beautiful chatoyant banding. The exact color and pattern will vary slightly. Lots of dark golden brown. Just really beautiful. Next up is rainbow fluorites, and this one does vary a whole lot, unsurprising, given the name. You've got blue, green, and purple. This one's mostly purple. This one's like all blue-green. This one's a mix. And this one's like all purple and white. So you'll get a lot of variation in this particular stone. It's really pretty though. Next up, we have our black onyx. And just a nice shiny black stone. It's probably dyed. Next is green aventurine. And there is a little bit of variation I wanted to show you too. This one's on the lighter end. This one's on the darker end. But really lovely medium green. Amethyst, again, a lot of variation. And you might have some chevron amethyst, like some quartz patterns in there too. Sometimes I get asked about stones with these like almost rainbow prism marks in it. That is not a surface crack. That is not a damage to the stone. That is just from the formation of the stone. Sometimes you get other heat or minerals or even tiny cracks in the stone that fill with water when it's forming. But it's normal, it's expected with this natural amethyst, and it is not damaged. It's a feature, not a bug. Like the way the light glints off those, I think it's actually really cool. And you'll see that with a lot of different quartz stones or forms of quartz, like citrine and amethyst and quartz crystal, rose quartz, etc. Okay, what's next? Oh, next is lapis. This one does appear dyed, just because these two are very similar in color. I'll open this package here so I can show you what I mean. They're really similar in color, and you can see some places that were probably once white but are now blue. Unlike these pendants, which show a lot of blue and gray-white striation and a lot of different colors. So that's how you can tell the dyed lapis from natural lapis. Both genuine, both beautiful. The dye is just applied when a more even, deeper blue color is desired. So it just depends what you prefer for your project. They're equally valuable. It's just a question of, although this one might be more expensive because it's faceted, but it's just a question of what was the manufacturer going for. And as long as it's disclosed, I have zero issues with dyed stones. And this is a man-made stone, gold stone, made out of copper flecks suspended in glass. This is lab created, and it is gorgeous. Love all those brown sparkles. It's one of those things I could just sit and look at all day. I'm easily entertained, maybe, but I love it. Okay, I'm going to clear this off, and we're going to look at our last batch of pendants for the week. All right, next up we have some top-drilled teardrops. So these are green aventurine, and this is the grade that's sometimes called green strawberry quartz because you get a lot of those like green flecks of aventurescence, those like metallic mica type of flecks in it. So lots of fun colors and patterns. They are sold individually, but I wanted to show you several just so you can kind of see the variation in the colors and patterns. So we have aventurine and we have obsidian. Really pretty shiny black. Again, it might be onyx. I will check. Those two, almost impossible to tell apart visually, but obsidian is naturally black. Black onyx is typically dyed and heated just to really deepen its color. All right, so this is sea opal glass. This is a man-made material, also known as opalite. It will vary in exact color. Sometimes it's really milky and opaque. Sometimes it's really semi-translucent, but you get this beautiful like multicolored glow to it. So these are sold individually as well. Okay, next we have rose quartz, and I want to show you three here because, again, this is natural rose quartz. You will see variations. Some of it's very pale pink, almost white, and some of it's darker. There you go. There's the rose quartz. Next, we have spectralite. So this is in the Labradorite family. You've got some occasional like silvery speckles, but it's very much a textured black and gray. Like there's a little bit of silver on those. And there at the bottom, you can see that there. But it's a lot of really pretty like dark black gray patterning. Wanted to show you several because again, lots of variation. All right, so here is more undyed lapis. So this is natural. This is, again, you can see a lot of the swirls of gray and like gray pyrite and some white in there. And each one is different. This one's got a lot of fun patterning on it. And this one's more blue with a streak through. Lots of fun. Really like those. Next we have tiger eye, and there's a lot of fun variation in the patterns in this particular batch of tiger eye. So some of them have more horizontal chatoyant banding, some of them have more vertical lines, some of them have like vertical patterns. It's really fun. Again, each is sold individually. And finally, for the teardrops, we have amazonite, which is a beautiful minty blue green. This one's more on the green side. These are more on the blue side. It does vary a little bit. It's a really nice batch, though. I love that. Okay, and then we have these kyanite pendants, which are really chunky. Look at those. And I think it's a tourmaline chunk on top of it. I'm just going from the crystal structure. So these vary a lot in exact shape, size, and pattern, really everything. They're a lot of fun. You've got this golden finish at the top and an attached bale. So this is a rough kyanite. I almost want to say flake, but it's like a rough kyanite point. You will see tons of variation in these. I love kyanite. It's got this silvery shine to it, almost like dragon scales. Such a neat material. It's a very rustic style of pendant. Again, some are pointed, some are blunt. It's a lot of variation. So I'm going to show you a bunch of them so you can kind of know what to expect. Okay, so finishing things out, we have just a couple more pendants. So these are the same as the cherry blossom ones that we've had before, but they just have different patterns on those resin focals. They are beautiful. So you've got a metal backing and then set in it. This is like a watercolor. It's a printed, it's like a woman riding a giant goldfish or a fairy riding a normal sized goldfish. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it's really pretty, very surreal. I love the water lilies in the background. So fun. Almost gives me like Totoro vibes. I don't know. I like it. And then we have this slightly kaleidoscopic rose bouquet, which is really pretty. You've got some colorful leaves. You've got that ivory, like, again, almost like a satiny sort of finish. Shiny background with the rose print on it. Those could be fun for fall, too. And then finally, we have some really cute enameled pendants. I love these little teal mushrooms with a butterfly. So cute. And then we've got little houses with little mushrooms. Aren't those sweet? And then I think we've had these mushrooms before, but it's always nice to get them back for fall. All right, that is everything that we're going to be listing this week. Again, we will start listing today, Monday the 4th. Everything in this video should be available on our website, beadboxbargains.com, by Friday, August 8th. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Monday and a wonderful week ahead. Let me know in the comments what you're excited about this week, what you're looking for. I'm always doing my best to bring most wooden items back in stock for people. So love to know what you are looking for this as we move into fall. Thanks again, y'all. And as always, happy beading.